Hey folks, welcome back to the Leeds View for the main pod for this week. We're going to have a little bit of a look back at the Sunderland game, a little bit of a look forward to Liverpool, as well as getting stuck into what is going to happen in January, what Leeds need to do, what we've been linked with so far, any truth in those stories, as well as having a little chat about who possibly needs to head out the door. If you want to support the podcast, you can do so by on YouTube, liking, subscribing, or hyping the video. And if you're listening on the audio platforms, give us a rating. You can stick a comment as well if you'd like to. Outside of that, I'll start off by introducing the lads and have a quick check in with them to see how their Christmas has went. Jerry, how are you, mate? And how was your Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas out of Christmas cold, as everybody does. Very quiet. I got a lovely present. My favorite ever player, the one Tony Curry. You see that?
Tony Curry,
yeah.
class
authenticated.
Act.
Yeah, my son got me that because he knows. I'll explain who Tony Curry was later to you younger lads. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players. Yeah, great Christmas. Quiet, chilled, bad movies, bad food. Great Escape, yes, tick. Italian Job, tick. Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, all these great movies. And Morecambe and Wise. And I don't want to see cooking everything's cooking programs, isn't it? Well,
it is this time of year, yeah.
Not interested in that. So, but and a little trip to Sunderland, 3.5 hour drive, and a nice day out. Yeah. Coming out of the ground, actually, there was these two Sunderland supporters walking by and says, "Leeds, they're bloody arrogant. They think they should be playing Barcelona every week." And I just said, "We're not all like that." "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean you." Yeah. So I said, "It's all right. Don't worry about it." So yeah, it was nice. Nice.
Sounds very like a YouTube comment section. That does, yeah.
It does.
Good, yeah. Tony Curry, Jerry, player my dad talked about an awful lot. Class act, my dad used to refer to him as well. He absolutely lovely, classic player. Loved him, yeah. And did you get Die Hard in the mix at all over Christmas?
No, I don't think I've ever really watched it.
It's the best Christmas movie out there, Jerry. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's the best one.
It's a Christmas movie. No, I didn't know. A Wonderful Life, of course. Got to see one. It's a Wonderful Life.
Great movie.
In there. Scrooge. Yeah. Oh, all the usual stuff. Other than that, telly was garbage. Really was. Yeah. I'm watching something called The Staircase at the moment. That's good. With Colin Firth.
Oh, it's very good. Yeah, that's off. There's a documentary about that as well, which is.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was for real, but yeah.
It's on Netflix, yeah. It's very, very good, so, yeah. Other streaming platforms are available.
Somewhere in Uruguay or Argentina, there was a bloke with glasses standing up and applauding that goal. He must have thought, wow, that was mine. Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was a throwback, wasn't
it? Yeah, brilliant.
Muy bueno.
Muy bien. Yeah. Paul,
yes.
how are you getting, me? How has your Christmas been?
Very, very good. Very, very good. Spent time with family, so that's always a nice, important thing to do. I got the dreaded cold that Jerry's got before Christmas, and it is an absolute horror show when you do get it. It's terrible, but no, I'm doing good. I'm tired. In a weird way, because I've got 2 weeks off I'm having 2 weeks off over the Christmas period because I start my new job on the 1st of January. And my body has just gone into complete, you're just going to be tired for 2 weeks. Just for 2 weeks. So my body's just like tired. So I'm like, I've forced myself to go to the gym for the last 3 nights in a row. I might go again tonight to see how I feel, but it just, shattered. But I'm good. The football's good. The copium from the Sunderland fans has been hilarious, to say the least. This weird rivalry that we seem to have forged with them. They spent all of August and post-August telling us that the players that they had out at the African Cup of Nations didn't make any difference because they weren't starters. So, right, okay. So we have what I consider to be a very, very good performance against Sunderland. Oh, well, we had loads of players out. No,
pick a lane, lads.
Yeah, come on. Let's make your mind up, Flower. Where are we? Which one are we going for here? Because it either is or isn't. So if we play the players that aren't playing game, so we were without Rodon because he got booted off of the park. We are without Dan James. We are without Nemecha. We're without Longstaff. We're there's 4. So it's like, we can all play that game. It's that simple. So it just, it's been comedy value to say the least. But we gave a very, very good account of ourselves against Sunderland. Who would have thought when we came into this run of games in December that we would come out of it unbeaten? Who genuinely would have thought that?
Yeah. I don't think any of us did. I think the word that we described last week when you were unavailable was, I think you had put it and we'd agreed with you, survive some of this month. And I think we thrived actually for parts of this month as well. Now we're not coming out of this into an easier run. Now we've got Liverpool away, Manchester United at home, and then Newcastle away. I think Manchester United all of a sudden looks like the easier game in those three, but you just never know. And that away record, although it's slightly improving, Jerry, two draws now in a row away from home. The overall form has gone. It's been a brilliant December for Leeds. 7 points clear of the relegation zone. You could argue now the next 3 games could be a very important part of this season. West Ham have got what on paper looks like an easier run of games, as of Nottingham Forest. We have a tougher run of the 3 sides there. Important to try and keep that gap going as well. But a hell of a second half performance, Jerry, and a very strong reaction after going the goal behind.
Yeah, I think it was a game we probably should have won. On the second half performance, we had them penned in. We could easily have beaten Brentford. You look back at the Fulham game. So our away form we've been unlucky in parts and been awful in a couple of others. Man City, we were unlucky not to get a point. So I think, if you win a home, draw away, that's all you need to do. And I think the way we went about the second half, for the first half, it took us a while. Actually, it took us until Rodon went off, and I think Tanaka came on to really to get us ticking, because there was a lot coming down that right-hand side. I'm not saying it was Rodon's fault. We didn't seem tight there, and they were getting a clear run at us. But second half, we unlucky. We couldn't. Aronson had a couple knocked off the line in first and second half, but we were battering them, and I think the stats show that. And in the end, I thought, you look at how they finished the first half and how we were, and you thought, we could have won it, but a point, take it all down. And to be the most important thing, to be 7 points clear as we speak from bottom 3 is massive. We never would have dreamed that where we were. And hopefully Brighton will do us a favour tonight. But the whole team, I thought, was excellent. I thought every one of them, and as I say, from the goal, that everybody had a touch. And I'm just getting fed up with Brendan. He just keeps being good, and he's just making us all look very silly, doesn't he? He really is. He does that odd thing as well, where he goes down. He forgets he should pass it quicker, but I think he did it once on a poor cross. But the rest of the time, he was busy, and the cross for the goal was excellent. And he was really he's earning his place in the team. So fair play to him. And when Tanaka comes on, he's good. I thought Stack again, a player. We were critical and rightly so early in the season, that pass, and I just think his overall play, the whole team. It was interesting that when Rodon was going off, we thought, well, is he going to bring on Barnow and just replicate it? But it was 4-1-4-1, I think, and that just shows we don't have to be rigid. We can change it, and I think that's what this spell has done. We can change it when it's needed for the players that fit. And it worked again, and happy to come in away and with the results the rest of the weekend. And 3 tough games coming up, but we said that before. This is the Premier League. Every game's tough. We have other games to come, and basically to stay up, we need to win 5, draw 5, and probably lose 10, and that would be enough. And there's going to be defeats in there somewhere. Just let's spread them out a bit, and not all in one go. We're getting concertinaed into the bottom 3, but we're looking at teams to get in between us and the bottom 3. Bournemouth, next candidate. Could have been Spurs, except for that bad lad Archie Gray scoring the winner. Fair play, Archie. That was great. I think every Leeds fan was delighted for you. So there we are. Yeah, I'm upbeat, but. Still nervous, not until we're mathematically, but it's not a bad place to be going into 2026 with it all taken it.
Yeah, it's definitely going in the right directions. Brendan was excellent. Absolutely excellent again. I thought he was excellent last week in the last game. Sorry, the Crystal Palace game as well. Got two very unusual comments this week saying that it must have been difficult for us to give Brendan Aronson praise, and I'm struggling to get my head around that one because I think we've been pretty fair to Brendan all season. We've actually praised him quite a lot of times this season, and when he was here the first time around before he had his sabbatical, and even last season. I was told that I was a Brendan Aronson happy clapper at one point, so it seems unusual. I don't think we've ever had a problem praising or criticizing anybody. I don't think anybody here has what I would call an online agenda against any Leeds United player. I think it's a case of we view the evidence of what the players are playing like. If they're playing well, brilliant, we'll praise you, we'll give you the credit. And if you're not playing so well, then we'll tell you you're not playing so well. It's an honest assessment usually. But I thought he was absolutely phenomenal in the game. Actually, funnily enough, people are saying this is probably his best game in a Leeds shirt. Paul, I thought the game before against Crystal Palace was his best game in a Leeds United shirt. But he's not alone, and that should be pointed out. I did say in the review, or the news yesterday, that's 2 games, a bit more consistency needed. It wasn't a dig at Brendan Aronson. What it was saying was more of this, please, because this is the player that we all want to have. And he seems to be fitting that 3-4-3 formation quite well. He described himself a couple of months ago as a number 8. Maybe he was right. Maybe he is a number 8. But Paul, talking a bit about standout performances in the game for you as well. And again, Jerry's touched on it. That tactical flexibility was there. Again, Leeds went from a 3-5-3 to a 4-1-4-1 to a 3-5-2 back to a 4-2-3-1 by the end of it. So plenty of movements there. And Daniel Farke talked today in his press conference, and he said the plan was always to be more flexible with the system moving forward as the season went on. What's your take on that and your standout performances of the game?
Sorry, there's a pig that's just flown past my window. It's very, very good. The big thing about us, particularly in the month of December, is that we've been unpredictable, and we've been difficult to be able to have a regimented game plan against us, because you need to have about 5 or 6 different game plans, because we have the players that can move into different positions. You've just highlighted all of the different formations that we can move into, and we have players that have the flexibility of being able to do that. We talked about Calvert-Lewin maybe being isolated when it goes one up top, but he went one up top against Sunderland, and he looked absolutely fine. Okafor is supposed to play in behind him, but plays in off of the left of him, and that seems to work out okay as well. You've got Aronson that can play the number 8 role, which he has mentioned, but he can also then move to the right-hand side as well. If you watch that goal that we scored, the equaliser, but watch it from the position behind the goal, for everybody that touches the ball, look at where Brendan Aronson starts. He's halfway inside his own half where he starts at. And then makes the run and moves. Chris passing that little flick back heel from Okafor was absolutely delicious. But then it's the way that Stat goes to, I'm sure he's saying it to Tanaka, but I'm going to say that he does it to the ref, where he just goes, you leave it, get out of the way. And that first time pass is brilliant. And what Aronson did really, really well in the build-up to that is that he stood his man up really well, but he did a little step over with his left foot just before, which just sent the defender to his right-hand side a little bit, which then gave him the room to play it in. And the movement, and I'm sorry, but the movement from Calvert-Lewin was, you can see him running, and he's holding and holding and holding. He waits for the step over, and as soon as the step over happens, you could just see him go, he just runs, and he just completely comes on the blind side of the defender, and the ball comes in, bang, and it's a goal, and it's gone in. And had it not been also for Roofs as well, who made 4 good saves in that game, we would have walked away. For me, we would have walked away 2-1 winners in that match. But Aronson is becoming more, and particularly in the last 2 games, you've seen him just be the player that we wanted to buy in the first place. That player where he's not taking too long to make a decision in some instances. He was unlucky with the shot that he had in the game as well to try and bring it back level. Really, really good last-ditch tackle. A couple of good saves. Just everything about his game at the moment seems to be working for him. And yes, we do criticise him, like we criticise every player. For God's sakes, we were saying that Ampadu should maybe be considered for being brought out of the team. The December that Ampadu has been on another level of just, he has been absolute captain fantastic. Stack has started to come back into it a little bit more. Stack has been brilliant. He's been an absolute monster in midfield. A monster in midfield. Just and you can see from a price point of view, he's worth every penny of what we've paid for him so far as I'm concerned. So just for me,
do you want a couple of numbers on Stack?
Yeah, go on.
In that performance, because I described him in the post match as possibly, for me, he starts games slow.
Yeah.
Not bad, slow. Yeah. But he grows into every single game. And by the time you get to that last 25, 30 minutes of a game, he's absolutely bombing around the place. And he's at his absolute best. And I'm okay. He kind of grows with the tempo of the game. He had an 89% passing accuracy against Sunderland, 78 touches, 42 of his 47 passes were completed, 11 passes into the final third, which is not bad for what is on paper, central defensive midfielder. 10 duels won, 4 ball recoveries, 4 out of 5 accurate long passes, 3 opposition box touches, 3 chances created, 3 tackles won, 3 shots, 2 block shots, 2 clearances, 2 fouls, 1 block, and a partridge in a pear tree. Just not a bad game by player.
Well, it's nuts. And it's like what in the other game where Aronson ran 15 kilometres.
15K. Nuts.
15K. And Farker said
most
to him,
players average about 5.5 kilometers per game.
Yeah. So Farker said to him, the reason why I'm putting you in is because I know you can cover 15 kilometers in a game without any problem whatsoever at all. And he can. He's just absolutely been just a revelation in the last 2 games, which has been really, really good to see. Because we all went, ooh, I'm not sure why he's played. Ooh, that's a brave choice, Daniel. But you understand why. And even with making the move that we had to make in the first half when Rodon goes off injured, so Ampadu falls back and then Tanaka comes on, it's almost seamless. It's weird. It's like, right, Ampadu, I want you to just control yourself as a defensive midfielder, but just be prepared that you might have to go into central defence at some point. Tanaka, just don't want you to go forward as much. Just sit in a little bit as well. But just work
it up. Yeah.
So they all seem to be getting to know it. And Aronson said a really interesting thing in his post-match presser as well. He said that he feels like he's getting to understand Calvert-Lewin a little bit more now in terms of his movement, what he does, and where he's going to be. You don't have to look up to play the ball to Calvert-Lewin because he's going to get there.
By the way, in the first half, Aronson puts a beautiful ball between the defenders and the goalkeeper. And actually, Calvert-Lewin's probably too far to the front post in that situation. And it bypasses him. And then you've Okafor trying to get it into the back post. But it's nearly a carbon copy of the ball he puts in the second half then. And Calvert-Lewin, to your point, also said, I think the players are starting to understand how I play now. And he's reaping the rewards. I mean, geez, 8 goals this season, 7 in his last 6. Not just the movement, Jerry, but the timing of that as well. Like Paul touched on it, but as somebody who played as a striker, running is one thing, but knowing when to run and when to hold is a big part, and he gets that time and bang on.
And the way he controls the ball, I watched one in midair. The ball's coming to, and he chests it in midair. I thought, wow, that adds so much to the team, the holding up and everything else. Someone did say to me in the week that Ampadu should probably be considered for England now. How's he not in the England squad? And I didn't like to say it to him. Didn't like to say. I said, yeah, he probably will. Yeah, he should be. I don't want Calvert-Lewin in the England squad. It's not any anti-English bias. I just don't want him going international duty or getting injured or just leave him.
I don't want any of them going international duty till the season's over and we're guaranteed to be
safe. Ollie Watkins is back in form. So that'll probably keep him out. It's just keep him safe, keep him wrapped up in cotton wool and everything else. Yeah. But we talk about Ampadu as well. He again excellent. He was brilliant. He's stepped up, and I would have dropped him. And I think I probably said it at the time. Him and
we
Stack.
all did.
And I suppose you realise Sean Longstaff, in the nicest possible way, we're not missing him, and he'll struggle back in that team. He really will, the way we're playing it. He obviously will, because he's a good player and we'll rotate a bit. But he's someone to come back. But I'd almost forgotten about him in the night. I could say in the nicest possible way, because we've been playing so well. It's just you look at the depth on the bench and that's why we'll come on to it. That's why we have to strengthen and just keep, because there's going to be injuries. And poor old Joe Rodon. I mean, I thought the second tackle at least a yellow. It was a bit over the top.
Yeah.
And he was struggling for the goal as well. You could see it in his face. I mean, Joe Rodon looks pained at the best of times, but you could see he was in trouble. And I think I've seen he's out for 3 weeks, so we probably won't see him till after the Derby game now. And that's a real test because he's just a colossus. I can't remember Joe Rodon playing. I think at the start of the season he had a funny first game. We thought, what's Joe doing? But other than that, he's always been top class. And even Pascal, he's
very good.
You know, we know his mistakes and his foibles, but not much has got past him the last few games. Solid,
absolutely thriving in a back three.
Yeah,
with a little bit of flexibility. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
He is one of the things that's important to note as well is that he is so good on the ball. And point of fact is the goal that we score. He's getting pressed like nobody's business when he puts the ball into Goodmanson, but he still manages to get the ball into Goodmanson, then receive the ball back straight away, and he already knows where the ball is going before he gets the ball back. And that's, for me, that's really, really pleasing to see. Although somebody did try and make a point and say that Rodon is an absolutely statically slow defender, to which it's like, you've obviously never watched him play because his recovery runs are...
He's one of our fastest defenders.
His burst of pace when there's a ball on, he just like his legs start spinning around, don't they? And I think as Perry's hair grows, he grows into the team as well. He's looking more like a goalkeeper. And almost hair down to his shoulders now. I don't know what's going on there, but we won't ask. He's looking like keeper. And the way he throws the fly in it, the way he throws the ball. I did quote you the other day, Jeremy. Somebody was on Vice Distribution, the Del Piero quote. I said, don't need. He says, yeah, you're right, and I didn't credit you on that. He looked at me and says, "You're very wise." He didn't really, but
he took all the credit for that one. Yeah.
But Tally, going to Sunderland, I have to say though, what is it about the Northeast that they stick you up in the clouds? We were right up at the back, and it was like watching a Championship Manager game dots. And then they take all your coins off you if you have coins, or if you have a power pack for your phone, they take that off you as well. Yeah, and they were rattling tins outside, which, we've got no coins. So that's what do you expect? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was just part of my day.
That's your pet peeve for the week. No, that's all right. That's right.
Yeah, thank you.
One out of the way now.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Wrigley's, for Jerry's weekly throw-in on an opposition team and also their stadium.
They're supporters and they're fans.
Stadium's okay. Stadium's okay. It's a bit grim around Sunderland, but it's not as bad as Middlesbrough.
They're not plastic like Man City, so they get that point there.
No, that's it. Yeah,
Still trying to convince my nephew to support Leeds and get away from Manchester City, but I'm struggling.
I'll feedback on Anfield
take that in the Etihad.
Yeah. I'll feedback on the Anfield experience this week.
I think it'll be slightly better. I think it'll be well, if it goes that way, hopefully it won't be that much better. It's interesting. We'll move in. We'll touch on the Liverpool game probably towards the end because I'm just conscious of time and I do want to speak about the window because it opens in 2 days' time. Daniel Farke today in his press conference kind of did it again, where he, as I keep saying, he likes to leave little breadcrumbs sometimes. And I like to read between the lines and follow those breadcrumbs and see, well, what's he actually trying to say here? And he was asked early in the press conference about January, and he said, no point in talking about it, not going to do anything until at least the FA Cup match. It'll take players time to get up to speed. So not a topic of conversation until after the FA Cup game against Derby. That was that. Fine. Seems like it was dealt with. Then a very, very smartly worded question comes at the very end saying, has the change in the system changed your January transfer plans? I thought that's a very good question because that takes him in a different direction. Now, he could have very easily just said, we'll talk about it after Derby. It's not worth talking about right now. There's no plans. But he didn't. He said, yeah, it does a little bit. And he said, if you're playing with 2 at the back, you don't need so many centre halves. But if you're playing with 3, you do. You need an extra one. If you're playing with 2 up top, you need an extra striker. If you're playing with 1, then you don't need an extra striker. So he said, yeah, it has changed our requirements a bit, which suggests they're planning on making moves. Now, Baron Cross and The Athletic this week put a piece out as well where unnamed sources within the club said that they could be dipping into the transfer market. Now, the money is the obvious situation. They've ruled out any tens of millions pounds spending on players. So you can probably write off anybody who's been quoted as being around 20 million, 30 million pound signings. They've been pretty much written off as not happening. So we're probably back where we were come the end of the summer transfer window with that 7 to 10 million pounds for Harry Wilson that was there, and the loan for Facundo Buonanotte there as well. So there's possibly options there, and the loan market is something the club are said to be seriously considering. There's been a ton of players already linked with Leeds United over the last couple of weeks, but it seems like the January transfer market took its steroids slightly early and has kicked into gear today, and some of it impacts the clubs that are down with us. There's been Brennan Johnson's been linked with Leeds over the last couple of weeks in a potential loan. That looks like it's not going to happen. He is currently considering, Jerry, I suppose was how they worded it, a move to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
James McAtee, heavily linked with Leeds, looks like he could be heading towards Strasbourg in France. And Nathan Aki, there is some report that Leeds are interested in Nathan Aki. You can probably write that one off straight away as being complete nonsense, because Nathan Aki is the target of Bournemouth, his former club, as well as West Ham having already had a bid apparently for him. So that's cash up front. Nathan Aki will not be a cheap signing, and if Leeds aren't making spending of tens of millions of pounds, that one's probably off the table. Before we get to the ones that have been linked that probably have some level of credibility towards them, Paul, what do we need to do, and how important is it to do it early?
We need 3, and it's very, 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 in fact, I'd go as far as to say 4, and we need to do it very, very early. It's important. I like to read between the lines in terms of what Farke says in his press conference. So when he says there's no point in talking about it because nobody will feature until after the Derby game anyways. So for me, that just means that there is stuff going on, and I think it's going to be loans with obligations towards the end of it. I think that's the market that we're going to be swimming in. People will take what was said in The Athletic as a very negative stance because they'll be saying that we're thinking that we don't have any money. It's not necessarily true. We do. For me, we need a
You
cover.
don't give a hand away either, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the other side of it as well. We're not going to go, yes, we are looking for players. You know, Mr. Agent, let's talk lots of money. I think we need centre back cover. We need left back or right back cover or wing back cover, whatever you want to call it. We need an attacking midfield presence, and we also need a centre forward. I think are the 4 key ones that we actually need. Now, interestingly, I can see a Buonanotte happening. I can see that happening as a loan, definitely, because he would massively improve us. Don't write off Harry Wilson as much as we might think that might not be the case. I wouldn't write that off. I don't see Bornau going anywhere now because of this situation with Rodon, although I could be wrong. But I can see Bornau staying now, although he plays. Is it left hand side of a 3? He plays.
No, right hand side.
He does play right hand side of a 3.
Yeah.
So that's
a Rodon replacement essentially when you brought him, but he hasn't.
So that would make
if he doesn't
sense.
play at the weekend, then we can probably write him off.
Yeah, I would say so. But then also as well, from a centre forward point of view, it's interesting that the Roma link has come up again with the striker that's been told you're not in my plans whatsoever at all.
Yeah.
And the other good thing that we've got going for us is that December has been really good for us. We've been on TV all the time, and any prospective people that have been wanting to come and play for, or potentially looking at coming and playing for Leeds, looking at the atmosphere at the ground, looking at the way that we've played football, because we have been playing good football, not necessarily attractive, but we have been playing good football. But as a club, we've put ourselves in the shop window very well. But if we need 4, I would say, is probably what we need as absolute cover, because Byram's never going to get the games that you want that he's going to get, I don't think. So we need that kind of another James Justin style player for me to come in and cover for that one. And then an attacking midfielder. I forget. I can't pronounce his name. Staring, however you pronounce it.
Spurta.
That's it. Spurta. There we go.
Don't do that to me. I want. Don't promise me things I can't have.
Mate, I'm not promising it, but what I'm saying is that if that was to come off, and we know that he likes Leeds, his agent has kind of hinted towards it quite a lot. That
an easy deal.
I know, but it would be incredible. We all thought it'd be hard because of the Russian link, but because he's Armenian, it makes it mega easy.
But he has to be allowed to leave Russia, and you can't give funds to a club who are ran by an oligarch who is connected to the war, which unfortunately Krasnodar have, which means you can't give them any money, which means you can't buy the player. What has to happen is a kind of a convoluted version where the money goes into a trust or into escrow and he will get it when the war is ever over. Then he can get that money. It has been done before. I think Isidore went to Sunderland in January last year from a similar position. I could be wrong on Isidore, but there was a Sunderland player they brought in a similar situation. So it could be done, but it's gone very quiet on Spurs chance since the end of the season, end of the summer. Sorry. He has got 20 goal contributions this season in 18 starts, which is phenomenal. And I saw him play against Ireland twice this year in a 6 and 8 and in a number 10 position. He played in 3 positions across 2 games.
Well.
And he was phenomenal in both those games. So Jerry actually got to watch him up close and personal. Jerry, where do you sit on January? What's a priority for you, and what do you think Leeds need to do?
Well, Paul said it all. I'd agree with all those positional choices. I'm not sure Harry Wilson, that the way he's been playing, and Fulham potentially, I know, although they're pulling away, would sell him to a rival. If we got him, that would be good. I just don't want it to drag. I don't want aeroplanes sitting on the tarmac on the 31st of January, wherever the
but that's our thing, Jerry.
I know. I just want it to drag through, and we haven't signed anybody. Get the business done early, but we know that doesn't happen with us. But it'd be nice if we'd some movement in the next week anyway, and just get it done and things are moving, because you know what we're like, and I think we need to do that business. If we don't, I mean, too many times in January, Leeds have said we've got enough, and we've been shown not. So I without going over it all again, I agree with all that Paul said. I suppose looking at what's going out now is what potential. And then you look at Melier, will he sit tight? If I was him, I would sign a pre-contract and sit tight, take the money, you know, human nature, why wouldn't you? I see him in the stand last week, and I still keep getting past him on his left-hand side on the stairs, but that's whatever, yeah, on the near rail. I think Pirro's going to be an interesting one, because you look in the Championship, someone like Ipswich or someone like that would grab him on loan. You know, he would suit perfectly for that, and I can see a lot of interest in him. We haven't really Jack Harrison. I think we talked. I can't remember if it was on or off there. I think Jack needs to go. I think it's time for him to go. We give him the contract. It's not his fault. We messed him about at the time. So I've no truck with him over that. But he's not getting a look in and free up some wages. I don't know how to do it. Whether the mutual consent, tear up the contract and he moves on, just take a hit, or somebody buys him. But it's going to be an awkward one, that one. I hope Willie's not getting many games, but when he comes on, he contributes. So I hope there's no interest there. And I think we got to maintain the squad we've got. Mostly, and just add to it, and that's everybody else down there will be. And as you say, Paul, the way we've played and the atmosphere and the feel good, you know, you look and listen about Leeds, you know, being in the Championship and everything, you don't get that coverage, but everybody's sort of talking about us, and the atmosphere and the way we're playing, and Calvert-Lewin, and it's all positive moments. So if you're a player, you think, I'm not going to Wolves, they're dead. Burnley, not so good. West Ham is a bit toxic. Leeds, big club. Yeah, look how they're playing, and I'll get some time there, and this could be good. So 3-4 players, yeah, and I think long come abroad. Troy Parrott was mentioned as well. From AZ Alkmaar,
25 to 30 million, though. So
yeah,
be a tough one to do.
That would be the down. That's probably what the way he's been playing, he'd probably he'd probably come. Evan Ferguson he's sort of on off with Roma on loan there, but Celtic are supposed to be interested. But I think he's had a bit of form. But someone like that coming, a big guy, skillful player, someone. But I don't expect that. That's just wishful thinking on my part. We'll see. But I want to see some business done, and I want us to get to the last stage of sitting up, having signed 4 or 5 players and thinking this is great.
Yeah, you want a shot in the arm in January is what you're looking for, and especially if Bournemouth are trying to get players in, if they're interested in Aki, if West Ham are trying to do deals to get players in, there's 3 or 4 players they've been linked with.
Nobody called Kevin. please. Yeah.
No.
Go, Kevin. No.
We actually just get Kevin from Fulham. Yeah, the Harry
Yeah.
Wilson one's an interesting one. We'll likely rumble on. He's not signed a new deal at Fulham. He has a new contract on the table. They're quite confident that he will stay there. He made an interesting comment last week after the game where he said, wherever I play my football, it's important that I play, which suggested to me he's not sold on staying at Fulham. But I think it was Ornstein in The Athletic said that he fully expects him to wind down the contract till the end of the season and then maximize his money opportunities by playing the field. And also, same with Elan Mellier's situation, there's a solidarity payment at the end of that, I believe, or a loyalty payment if you see out your contract to get to the end. So there's a big cash bonus there as well as their yearly wages. There have been reports today, whether they're true or not, of a potential mutual termination of Elan Mellier's contract at Leeds, which would see him take a bit of a hit on the money and move away. Jack Harrison seems like unlikely for a mutual termination because he's got 3 years left on his deal. He signed a 5-year contract, which would be very tough. But Valencia are said to have some level of interest in him. So there is movement. Paul, the ones that did come out today, and they're kind of all following a similar path on this. There's been 2 defenders that are slightly more credible, at least from the sources. I won't say completely credible, but slightly more credible. Axel Disasi from Chelsea, although I will put a big chunk of salt on that one. The person that said it, I'm not 100% convinced about them. You've told me this evening, Lyle Thomas from Sky Sports has said Danilo Doki is an option as well. And then you've had Tati Castanelos, who has been linked from Lazio, who's a striker, and Artem Dobic, who we were linked with in the summer, who went to Roma instead of us. He's been linked as well. So you've got 2 strikers, 2 centre-backs there. They are 2 positions. If you throw Harry Wilson into the mix there as well, or Facundo Buonanotte, that's your right-hand side player, and there's your 3 that Leeds are looking for. You've done a little bit of looking up on Doki, so I'll get some detail on him in a minute from you. For those who don't know, and I'll get you more detail in the news tomorrow, Tati Castanelos has been linked with the club. Again, loose enough link. He plays for Lazio. He's 27 years of age. He's 5'8", so he's not a big striker, so he doesn't exactly fit the Leeds United mould. But he started 8 games this season. He scored 2 goals and got 3 assists. His injury record will worry people, but that's the way it's been. He missed most of the start of this season. He has played all of December, and he's coming into form as well in December. But he has had a few injuries over a couple of seasons, but Leeds have backed themselves, their medical team, to do that. Artem Dobic, I'll get you some statistics on Artem. He went to Roma instead of Leeds, but their manager and their club have told him that he's actually not part of their plans. He has been injured for the entirety of December and most of November. So he's been out for a while and his season just hasn't got going. He's only started 3 games, but he does have 2 goals and 1 assist in 11 games in total, but only 3 starts for the club. So he does tick the box. He's 28. He's 189 centimeters, which if I check on my converter is 6'2". So he ticks the box of Mecha and that. But Paul, talking about Danilo Doki, what you've heard on him?
So it's what Lyle Thomas has come out and said. So obviously he's Union Berlin central defender. He is 27 years old. He is 6'1" or 2. He is, or he has, sorry, I should say, he's got 6 months left on his current deal at Union Berlin. So there is a link there with Brendan Aronson as well, with Brendan Aronson being at Union Berlin. He has scored 6 or 7 goals so far this season, 2 of which came against Bayern Munich. He's a very, very strong, decent, good defender.
Right-sided defender as well.
Right-sided defender as well, which makes sense. If we are looking at a right-sided defender, then what I would say is that would then probably signal the end for Bornau if we're going to bring in another right-sided defender. But he's a very good-looking guy as well. This chap, he is. He's very, very good-looking. We seem to have a lot of good-looking players in our team at the moment. So
the fans,
it's
back
all
to the lads in the 70s with missing teeth and dodgy mustaches. That's what I say.
Big hairy chests and all of that kind of good stuff. But no, he's very good, very solid. He's quick, versatile. So he would be a fantastic option. It's just in terms of if the money's right. That's where we're at with it.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one. There's been interest in Italy on Willy Nanto as well consistently. There always is when the window opens. I should say to Jerry's point about the airplane on the tarmac. I've always said it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi Plaza, and it's not a transfer window until Leeds have an airplane on the ground somewhere waiting to collect somebody who is potentially never going to get on that plane. It's our thing, and I'll miss it if it doesn't happen. Even if you just say it happened, I'll be okay with it. But they needed to get some business done, Jerry. They do need to strengthen because the teams around them are going to strengthen. So it's the first time the 49ers will have to do something properly in the January transfer market. They've got gaps. There is injury concerns there. They're likely to get more of them over the course of the season as the intensity starts to ramp up. They've only brought in Connor Roberts in their ownership in January transfer windows. That was the deadline day 2 years ago. So they're going to have to do something.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to break a habit. Excuse me, I'm just looking at Sky Sports here and they're saying Brandon Johnson linked to Bournemouth as well.
Yeah.
So, and so many are leaving them, obviously. Excuse me, this
pay for
cough. And I think Wolves are signing someone from Nashville. There's a joke in there somewhere about Cowboys, but I just can't come up with it at the moment. And Burnley are selling Delcroix, their centre half. So I'm looking at what other people are doing. Well, but the 49ers, they've got a wheel and deal, but you just can't say we haven't got any money. You know that because if they don't sign and we do drop down, they'll lose a lot more than they're going to spend. But I suppose there's going to be wheeling and dealing both ways in and out. And one we've not mentioned going out is Harry Gray. He's heavily linked going out on loan. So I'm disappointed in that a bit, but I suppose he needs
Farkas said something today, Jerry, on that as well about ecstasy. He said no one's come to him. But he made an intro again. You take the two comments that he made and you smash them together. He initially said that nobody's leaving, that he doesn't want to sell any players. And then he said that he wouldn't talk about it publicly if someone had come to him and asked to leave. So he left that out there. But he said there's potentially some of the under 21 players could go out to get game time. And that would suggest someone like Harry Gray.
I've heard from sources, as they say, that it's heavily rumoured he's going out. So, I mean, Fark, I don't know if Harry's a bit too confident for him. I don't know if there's a bit of a clash there, but whatever. He's a cracking player, and I'd love to see him make cameos if necessary. But if we can get him out there with a decent championship team, because I think he'd be that standard and lined up for next season to push on. But and make the best of them while we can. That'd be great. So we got to do some business. It's simple as that, and get started soon. But we're going to have to wade through a load of rubbish and a load of in the nose. And it's
already started.
And if anybody is making claims on social media, look how many followers they have to start with. And if somebody's got 12 followers, unlikely they're in the know. So there's various sources I'll be following.
I'd also look at a couple of the ones that claim to support Leeds United who consistently try and put rumours out there every single transfer window. And if you check that track record, it ain't great. So I wouldn't believe anything that's been said, which is why I highly doubt the rumour about Nathan Aké to Leeds being interested in Nathan Aké. The price, it'll be a permanent move. Leeds can't afford it. And also the person who said it has a rotten track record of being right and tends to just wind people up on the social media. So I wouldn't, again, check the sources. And I'd always say if they've linked somebody at the end of it that the news story has come from, go to their page and see if they wrote it, because a lot of them haven't. So it's the usual mess. We'll wade through the transfer and the rumour mill in the news over the course of the next couple of weeks as well. But hopefully Leeds can bring in a couple in need early and then just tell us out loud, we're done. Window closed, we're finished, and we can all forget about it then and get on with the rest of the season. But we're in a good place right now. Paul, you wanted that 20 points by midway. We got to that 20 points by midway. We've got a game against Liverpool up now. It won't be easy. We'll cover that towards the back end. No, we won't, because that's tomorrow night, Thursday night. So we'll cover the review of that afterwards, and we'll get ready for the game of the weekend then against Manchester United back at Elland Road as well. So it's going to be a busy couple of days for everybody, and if the current window movement is anything to go by, it'll be a very quick and fast-paced window this year. Paul, anything you want to leave us with before we wrap up?
I don't like sweet potato.
Okay. Oh, that was worth the large audio pause. Appreciate that. Thanks.
There'll be a preview video that'll be coming up later on tonight, probably first thing in the morning. It's a little bit later than normal. I've been quite busy over the past few days, just doing stuff. I've been building, so I've been
Lego.
on. Lego and furniture for some reason. I've been on daddy duty.
Adults Lego.
Yeah, I've been on daddy duty, not pool duty, as Jer said that one time. Mate, it's still. Do you know what I mean?
You put it out there.
Well, yeah, I did, which doesn't help the situation very much, does it? But yeah, so there'll be a preview that'll be up. It'll be tomorrow morning, I would have thought now, but that's about it moving forwards, and then there'll be a review. That's about it, really. It's going to be quite a busy period over January, I think. So be prepared for absolutely phenomenal burnout from everybody that you see or are currently listening to, because it's going to get busy.
Tiresome probably as well. We'll all get fed up with it pretty quickly. The summer window felt like it went on for 4 years. We'll see how long the next 4 or 5 weeks goes on for. Jerry, anything going on with you before we wrap up?
I don't like parsnips. It's just for the record.
Okay.
So,
And
I turned down an honor this year again. I refused again.
Did you?
Every year I do. So
you gotta stop asking.
Share that. I've been cleaning out the garage today. Making space is the most satisfying thing I've ever done. Trouble is, you make space and then you look outside and you realize you've got to put a load of stuff back in. But I made space. I moved house only 15 months ago and still unpacking. And I looked at me 25 boxes of programs and thought, I think I need to move these on. So there's about maybe 3,000 or 4,000. So I'll probably sell 150. No, I think I need to let them go because they're in boxes with some great stuff in there. So I'll have to see. So no, Happy New Year to everybody. And it's been a good 2025. We've had some great moments with promotion and some of the moments in the Premier League. And may it continue in 26. And we've got 3 big games. Anfield's going to be cracking. All those lovely police, they always welcome us. There's always loads of police there. And when you go to Liverpool with Leeds, I don't know why. It's the only place. Man United will hopefully there's no tube strikes in London and they'll get the game on time, all the Man U fans. And back up into the gods at Newcastle when we go there next week. And hopefully it's not cloudy and we'll see the game and there'll be no near passing there. It's high up there. Jeez, it's high.
It is high. Yeah.
So, and I'm looking forward. Take 3-4 points out of these next 3, and I'll be happy. And come on, Brighton. Yeah.
Brighton Brent tonight. Although you'll all know the result of this by the time it goes out, but Jeff, fingers crossed, Brighton can do us a favour tonight as well. Yeah, interesting couple of days, not just for us, for the teams around us as well. So we'll have the watch along for the Liverpool game over on bigup.com, as well as the Manchester United game and then the Newcastle one as well. We'll have the reactions on YouTube and the news over the next couple of weeks. Any major signings happen in the next couple of weeks, we'll have bespoke content out just for them as well. We'll catch up with the lads in the new year, as they say. Folks, have a great rest of your evening. And Dave, you could stick a like on your way out the door or a star rating. That would be massively appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your 2025 and Happy New Year. Have a great time. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.